the show starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Coin Launch Lounge. If it's your first time coming in, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Today we've got ClearCryptos in the house for an AMA. Really excited about this one. We have Carmen, the head of business development, in here to do the initial introduction, introduce us to the rest of the team. Carmen, I'm going to pass it over to you. If you could do me a favor, introduce yourself, do a brief introduction for the project, and then just the rest of the people that are on the team, and we can.
Absolutely. Well, good morning from Las Vegas on behalf of the ClearCryptos team, and thank you so much for having us here today. I've actually brought quite a few people on the team to make sure that we're absolutely prepared to answer any questions that your community has, because we're super excited to share our platform and what we're about. So before I go into the introduction, I would love to take an opportunity to just kind of share who I brought with me today. So first and foremost, I want to introduce to you Cesar Baccaria. He's on our board of advisors. Now, Cesar is an American professional race car driver. He competes in the GT3 Racing Series. He's a part-time NASCAR Xfinity Series driver and is driving the number 45 Chevrolet Camaro. Now, he is also a team owner of Alpha Prime Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and he is a two-time GT3 champion from 2018 and 2019. So, Cesar, welcome and good morning, and thank you so much for being here.
Morning, Carmen.
We also have Edward. Edward, you're going to have to say your last name for me because I will absolutely murder it. And I have a doozy of a last name too, so we're like samesies. But he is our software engineer and he is our tech lead at ClearCryptos. He is leading the smart contract development among the other Web3 apps and tools. And he has worked with many Fortune 500 companies and smaller startups. And he has designed and built machine learning systems, cloud native infrastructures, and retail applications. Welcome, Eddie. Now, we also have Michael Fortier, who is a ClearCryptos project manager. He's worked with our CEO for quite a while. Now, Michael Fortier has 6+ years of experience managing teams for technical integration. Based in the US, he has worked with many major brands, including 24 airlines, Visa, CVS, Disney, Nike, Trailblazers, just to name a few. Michael has also had a significant amount of experience in developing fintech tools and helped engineer payments for major cryptos and e-commerce shops like payalt.com. Then I've also brought with me our head of growth, John Anderson. John Anderson has worked in cryptocurrency for 2+ years, developing and managing teams to provide insight on market conditions and providing mitigation to help incubate projects, with 2 reaching multi-billion-dollar market evaluations. Now, John has also been working on getting more involved in the process of due diligence by becoming an exchange listing partner, and he has that with over 10 exchanges. So he's also able to provide getting us connected with many more. He's truly caring and he has a perspective from the investor side and is providing a unique and unforgettable experience to help us grow. I myself have been in the crypto DeFi space for about 2 years. I've worked with over 150 developers. I am currently the vice president of the North and South Americas for the Government Blockchain Association. And if you would love to learn more about our extensive team and board of advisors, you can definitely go to clearcryptos.com while you enjoy the AMA. So welcome everybody on the team. And thank you, Brian, for allowing me to introduce everybody.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. Does anyone want to say anything? Anybody from the team have any words that they want to say before we kind of dive into it? If not, then we'll just go ahead and move on. So I suppose the first question here is ClearCryptos. It's a pretty vague name. What's the main problem that you guys are solving here with the project ClearCryptos?
Well, I think that when we take a look at the entire space, I think one thing is very certain, that we are seeing a lot of new investors and community members get onboarded through centralized exchanges. But this is DeFi, baby, and we love the fact that we can actually remove third parties and centralized institutions from our financial access. So we have developed a DEX platform that's completely decentralized. We are currently CertTech audited. We are looking at getting onboarded with multiple exchanges. And today, with the team that I brought today, you'll get a glimpse in a back behind the scenes look at the platform.
Amazing. That's going to be later on, right? We're going to go ahead and see inside the platform.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
so you guys are almost like an on-ramp, off-ramp for people coming into crypto that don't want to go through a centralized exchange?
Yes, when we take a look at the dichotomy between centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, what we find is that more people are choosing the CEXs because of that low barrier to entry with the fiat on-ramping. So that's one thing that's going to make our platform extremely unique. We already have lined up multiple partners for fiat on-ramping. And so either Michael or Edward might be able to speak to that.
Michael or Edward, if you want to speak on that. If not, we can go ahead and move on about the fiat on-ramping.
Yes, we are actually partnered. We're in the process of getting a plaid set up and having ACH into fiat into various different coins. I think that's one of the larger ones, and then we have we're also releasing 8 other fiat on ramps, which are for USD or other currencies that will allow people to purchase into various other coins and tokens.
Plaid is in the Banking Connect app?
Correct, yes. So we'll use that for connecting people's bank accounts, and then ACH debit on a recurring or one-time purchase.
And what makes that different than let's say a regular centralized exchange that just has, I think Binance US uses Prime Trust, right? They connect to your bank with Prime Trust.
It's similar to Prime Trust. Prime Trust was another one that we looked at. It's a very similar process.
Very similar process. And,
yes.
And what enables you guys to kind of take this decentralized route as opposed to the centralized exchange name, right? So what's differentiating you guys from a regular centralized exchange?
We have no custodial arrangements. So we don't do custody, which all the centralized exchanges are managing the private keys for people's wallets. So they basically are in control of those people's finances. And we are more of a facilitator, where the person connects their wallet, they hold their private keys. We do not control or hold their funds.
This is kind of like what you're referring to is what we saw with Coinbase's terms of service, all that FUD that happened not too long ago, where people were saying you don't really own your crypto inside Coinbase. Right. They own it and they've earmarked it for you. And in the event that things go belly up, they're going to pay their creditors before they pay you, essentially. So what you're saying is you guys don't have custody over my Bitcoin or my Ethereum. I'm just using you as an on-ramp to get it into my own personal wallet that I have custody of.
Exactly. Yes, we're basically a facilitator is probably the best terminology to use. And we do not buy the coins and then hold those coins and resell them to you. You're getting the coins directly from that project. So it's a direct connection. We figure out what's going to be the best fee structure or the best fee for you to buy that, whether through whichever fiat on-ramp that is. And then you're able to choose based on the fees, which on-ramp that you'd like to use.
Okay. And as far as countries of focus here, because there's a lot of countries that don't have a good fiat on-ramp. I know that you guys are working with Puerto Rico and a lot of different things. Is this kind of where you're going to set up shop and where you guys plan on focusing initially is Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, most definitely, yes. U.S., United States, of course, as well. And I would imagine other countries very soon afterwards. We have people on our teams from all over the world, and we work in our other businesses that we do. We work with companies all around Latin America. So I know that we want to expand out into the Latin America area beyond Puerto Rico. And and I would imagine definitely other areas. We have people in those areas.
We're reaching out to basically Puerto Rico, the U.S., any Latin American aspect, Africa we're hitting on, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, and China.
Thanks, Sean.
High growth markets, right? Markets with huge growth potential. I know Puerto Rico, from personal experience of living there, Puerto Rico does not have any good centralized body to on-ramp fiat from crypto or to crypto. There's essentially nothing. And you're excluded from a lot because you're not in the States, your territory. So you're excluded a lot. So I know a lot of friends in Puerto Rico that need something to on-ramp their money to and from, facilitate their money to and from crypto. So very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting. I suppose one question that comes up for me, given that you guys aren't holding custody of the tokens and of people's crypto, is how does liquidity work? And let's take, for example, something like margin trading, leverage trading. Is this something you guys are going to facilitate? Because a lot of the times these exchanges are allowed to do it because they have the liquidity, right? They hold the token so they can lend them. Is this something you guys are going to have on your platform? Margin trading, leverage trading, things like that?
I'll defer to Eddie. And Eddie,
I have a little bit of information on that as well. So in the initial stages, we're going to be using a liquidity provider. So we'll have that aspect. We're also in the process of acquiring in Puerto Rico a credit union, and we're also in the process of getting a bank set up. So we have those processes in place. But Eddie, I'm not sure on the other questions that were asked. Could you help on those, please?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I'm just going to ask a question just to be sure. Are you asking if we are going to support leverage-based trades on our platform? Is that correct?
Yeah, I suppose I'm just asking, if so, how? Yeah, how will you do it if you guys don't have custody of the tokens?
So that's going to be done through decentralized swaps, basically interacting with all the liquidities that exist. So, for example, you want to set a buy trade for token X. That token X already has a liquidity on Uniswap, for example. We're going to interact with Uniswap directly. There's not going to be any custody of the tokens. We're just facilitating that swap to be fast and efficient.
Okay, and then as far as charting data, if that's the case, where's the charting data comes from? Because a lot of the times when you look at, like, let's take ETH USDT, for example, there's a KuCoin pair and a Binance pair and a pair for all of the different exchanges.
Well, we basically aggregate everything. We still have a lot of ideas. We partnership with TradingView on that. We are leveraging all the charts we can. We fetch all the charts from KuCoin, Uniswap, and any liquidity providers, and offer the opportunity to the trader to choose what they want, or if they want to, I say, swap based on some complicated algorithms. So I'm trying not to say too much.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely understand.
Yeah, basically what we do is we offer the opportunity to the beginners to use complicated algorithms for the base trades. And at the same time, we offer the opportunity to the traders to choose the liquidity providers. So a different chart for everything.
Makes sense. So very interesting. I mean, I think that this is a very unique way to approach it. And I don't know of anybody that's ever done it. So to me, it's a no-brainer, right? People want a decentralized, centralized. They want semi-centralized. Like you look at for Binance, for example, I think people really love Binance because of the fact that they're essentially semi-centralized. When they were compromised, they were able to just take care of it, and pause the chain and hard fork it, and everything was good. So I personally think people like that. That being said, are you guys going to have like eventually a layer 1, your own token, your own ecosystem, or even like a layer 2 EVM that you guys deploy on your own chain to go along with your exchange?
We have that in mind, yeah.
You do, okay. But initially, it's going to be Ethereum, right?
Right.
So ERC20. All right.
Yep. This is an ERC20 with a 900 million supply limit. And just to go back a little bit, we are aggregating data from over 100 sources, and all are paid for API enterprise access. And so I believe in the demo that we have that we're going to be showing you today, you'll see some of our analytics for that.
Right.
You want to go ahead and play that now?
We sure can. And then I definitely want to give Caesar an opportunity to just kind of tell his story. And you know what? We'll come to him after, because I think he has some alpha for us. So let's see. Brian, are you going to be playing that video?
What's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to the ClearCryptos
Here it is.
dashboard. This dashboard is very beautiful. It's user friendly and easy to use. And I'm going to be breaking down all the key features and the highlights. So first, we're going to be starting with today's market highlights and the Ethereum market cap. It's showing the chart of the history of the market cap, as well as whether it's been up in the past 24 hours. Very, very clean, very, very sleek, very easy to use. Then next, we have the state of the market. We're showing the total market cap, the last day's percentage, whether we're up or down, the global volume, and then Bitcoin dominance over the past 24 hours. And then lastly, we probably have my favorite part of the highlights, which is the social activity. And it's just highlighting the most social tokens on social media. I really like how it breaks down all the sources. You can get connected with their communities, whether it's on Twitter, Telegram, Discord, or even if they have an Instagram or Reddit. And then we show the market rank, which is based off of their CoinGecko rank, and then the price. Next, if we scroll down a little bit, we have our hot pairs, biggest gainers, biggest losers, and just added. So our hot pairs are based off of the most swap tokens in the past 24 hours. We have the trading pair, the price, the exchanges you can find it on, the price percentage, either up or down in the last 24 hours, as well as the volume over the past 30 days and its liquidity. Next, we have the biggest gainers. And in the biggest gainers, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the coin with the most gained over the past 24 hours in price. It shows the percentage right here, the actual price, the exchange, the volume, and then liquidity. Next is the biggest loser. It's just the opposite of the biggest gainer. Which coin or token has lost the most in price over the past 24 hours? And then last is the just added, and that is the newly added pairs. Next, we have live pairs. And on live pairs, we can browse all the pairs that are live on all of the decentralized exchanges. So we have the trading pair, the price, the exchange that it's listed on, as well as the price change over the past 24 hours, when it was last updated, the liquidity, and you get a nice one-day chart. What I like about this is that you can also sort it by price, exchange, price change, and when it was last updated. And then you can actually change the view. So if you're like me and you don't like this style of chart, your brain gets kind of fuzzled and it's just too much information to kind of look at and sort through, you can come right over here and you can change the view. And to me, this is very nice. It's clean. It's easy to read. I can see the chart. I can see how much it's up or down percentage wise. And then I can see the price as well as the pair. You can also show more. So if you come down here, you can show 24 on one screen, and then you just got to scroll down to see the rest. But again, it's just easier on the eyes for me personally. I know some people will like the other way better, but it's always good to have options. And the option for me is definitely this one, but I'm sure other people will like seeing the data this way. Next, we have our stats, and on here, we can check the current trends for any exchange. So we can add our exchange, which I'll add Uniswap, and we can see all the tokens that are currently trending on Uniswap. We can also add another exchange and use SushiSwap. I swear I can't say those two words together. Those two S's kill me, but we can see what's trending on SushiSwap as well. And if we go over and hit see all, it'll pull up all of them in this nice view, and we can go ahead and we can see what's active, inactive, and dead on Uniswap. And again, the way that this is labeled out is by the coin, the price, the volume, how many trades it's done, and when it was last updated, and then the 1-day chart. And we can also change the way that this information comes to us so we can look at it in a more visual way as well. If we come over and look at the inactive, inactive shows us the tokens that have not been very active at all. No trades are happening. We can look at the charts. Nothing's really going on. And then we can see the dead, and pretty much the same thing, tokens that aren't being traded at all. Next, we have the Pair Explorer. We're looking at AGIX ETH. We can see the liquidity, the 24-hour volume, what the dollar exchange rate is. We can see the price change for the hour, the daily, the weekly, the monthly. We can see the open price and the highest price it got to within these time frames up here. We have the chart down here where we can see the 1-day chart. We can go to the 1-month chart. We can go to the 3-month and the 1-year chart. And then we can go ahead and we can expand. We can get in closer to see what it's done on the day. We can go ahead and zoom in a little bit and see closer to what the price action was. And then we can go ahead and come back out to the 7-day chart, or, you know, if we want to go to the daily, we can even go to the daily chart and then see what price was doing during the day. And then down here, we also have the trade history of the token as well as the Etherscan, so we can get more information on Etherscan as to what's going on with the buys and the sells individually. Lastly, we have the pairs correlation. This to me is one of the coolest features on the whole entire analytics platform. The reason being is because you can use this tool to figure out how tokens move together with each other. So you can find out whether a token is going to move up together or down together, or separate ways, up and down, depending on what the token is doing, or whether they don't move at all together. They have no effect on each other whatsoever. So to use this feature, we're going to go ahead and hit the search bar, and I'm going to use Bone ETH. And then I'm going to go down again, and I'm going to use ETH USDT, and then I'm going to hit calculate. I'm going to wait for the algorithm to do its magic. There we go. And then we can see that Bone ETH and ETH USDT are correlated 0.49. So they have a positive correlation, which means when ETH is moving up, Bone should be moving up too because of that correlation. If Bone is moving down, or sorry, ETH is moving down, then Bone is also going to be moving down with it. So very awesome tool, very easy to use, and also gives you great insight. But that is all for the ClearCryptos analytics dashboard. It's very awesome, very easy to use. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll catch you on the next one.
That's overall beautiful. I mean, that looks great. That looks completely phenomenal. And how long have you guys been working on this thing?
Well, it wasn't overnight. You know, it's definitely been something that we've put a lot of thought into from the standpoint of the community. Can you hear me okay? Brian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep.
So yeah, this wasn't something that was done overnight. In fact, a couple of things I like to highlight from that video. So you can see everything in the demo was live and it's instantly available. And this is deployed on a massive scalable architecture globally. Now, we have licensed the entire stack from TradingView so that all the professional features of TradingView are natively integrated into the analytic platform. And what we've just shown you is version 1. So we haven't launched yet. This is version 1, and version 2 is already in development. So we are really attacking this from a standpoint of what scope would a community need at their fingertips in terms of data that's easy to digest, easy to run through, so that you can make really great decisions doing your own research at a moment. Right. So we want to make sure that that's at the top of our priority list when developing these things. And it's been about a 2-year process to specifically answer your question.
Great stuff. Good stuff. And does Caesar want to come up and tell us his story?
Yes, I want to
Birds
hear
over
some
there?
alpha. We might be hearing it all together, by the way, Brian.
All right.
All right. So where do you guys want me to start? Two-time.
Well,
Go ahead.
Caesar, you know what? In this space, people always say when Lambo, and I'm just going to take a moment to like fangirl out a little bit because you drive really great cars. They look super sexy with the Clear Cryptos logos on there. So I know that you have a relationship with Glenn. I would really love for you to highlight that and your role as one of our board of advisors.
Great. So yeah, started racing about 20 years ago. 2018, 2019, won the championship racing for Ferrari in the GT3 category. Our sponsors were Hublot, the watch, and Maxim Magazine. We had a very, very successful 2 years. We're almost undefeated those 2 years. And part-time NASCAR driver. I own a NASCAR team now, so thinking about the future because I'm getting a little old now, so got to think of what's next. And I have several companies also that I'm very successful in. I have a construction company that's been in business for 20 years, probably over 1,000 employees. Then I created Alpha Prime as a apparel company, and Alpha Prime Supplements. Alpha Prime Supplements, I believe right now it's in about 36 countries, and it's about a year and a half old. So it's very successful. It's growing at an extremely fast pace. It's going to a lot of stores that are nationwide, so super excited about that. And the racing is, I love to drive. Have the privilege, to get paid to drive these fancy cars and, just beat them up. So brings out the kid in me. So I can't complain about that.
Thanks for the introduction. Cool backstory. And so as far as your role here on the team, what's your role?
So my objective was, became really good friends with Glenn, and we've been working very hard together, pretty much talk every day on try to get exposure for ClearCryptos. And, the biggest thing is, I was new to crypto not too long ago. The biggest thing is with when I had a conversation with Glenn was, the trust factor out there that there is. You've seen the crypto market has kind of had a little bit of a bad reputation with so many coins coming out, the rug pulls and stuff like that. So we talked a lot about that and how to get rid of that and how to bring security with ClearCryptos. And Glenn and the team have been working a lot of stuff for the future. I can't say most of it, unfortunately, but I think once it launches, you start getting little drips and drabs of the amazing stuff it's doing. The biggest thing that I love with Glenn and when we're talking about I want to pretty much call ClearCrypto a brand almost already, the way it's being run, and it's run like a company. That's to me that was probably the most impressive thing, because as being successful in many areas, but as a business owner, the best thing is to be successful. You gotta have a badass team behind you. Without your team, you don't exist. But if you see the members that are on the board, it's pretty much the lead in their field, the best of the best. So I think that's majorly impressive, and I think you don't see that often. And I think to me it gives you a little security of everybody that's behind it and going to be supporting it. It's going to be successful. And that's pretty much there's with Alpha Prime supplements and the clothing wouldn't be accepting ClearCryptos as payment now for clients when they come purchase. So I think that's very, very big. We're excited about that. And I think that the biggest thing we're working on with Glenn is getting the exposure out there of the brand. There's so many coins out there. Some of this, I think, being on the car, you're on national TV. It's broadcast in many countries. I think it's great exposure. Also with everybody that is in NASCAR. If you see any team that supports NASCAR, they have a very strong foothold in what they do. They're pretty much the best at what they do. Very strong companies. It's very hard to get into it. Racing's, it's one of the always has the elite companies out there. And I think working with Glenn and trying to get that exposure out there, especially at the races. We have our Clear Crypto promo girls that they're outside the track. When all the fans come in, they're handing out flyers. People ask about Clear Cryptos. They try to educate them a little, give them a little brief of what it is, and get maximum exposure, for Clear Cryptos.
Huge, and that's a great environment to be doing it in. It's a great environment. So I think it's parallel to the space that we're in. You have a lot of people that are attending events like that that would be interested in this type of thing. So super cool background, and overall just pleasure to meet you. And you know, it's nice to know that you're a board member. I heard you had a little alpha for us.
I don't know what alpha I was supposed to say. So
Let me see.
I am kind of, I don't know what I'm allowed to say because
It's all right. Just say it all. Don't worry.
no, I can't say no.
Well, Brian.
But the one thing I can say, there's a lot of stuff that they've been working on, which is amazing. They're working with a lot of companies to where ClearCryptos is going to be working together. And it's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be a shocker on a lot of stuff they're doing. You don't want to say nothing either because, you know, stuff is not finalized. They're working hard on it right now, but it's definitely going to be different. You know, the biggest thing with cryptos to me, being new in crypto, is like everybody's always asking, what does a coin do? I mean, that's the biggest thing. As me as a company, you're like, what does it do? You always have to create something. You have to do something. You know, you just don't want to be a coin with a dog on, you know, a dog on it. I mean, to me, that's right. As a typical, you know, person out that's new in crypto, like to me, that's the biggest question. And I think ClearCryptos is definitely gonna break boundaries on that, and it's gonna be like it's all over the place, which I think is amazing.
All over the place in a good way, as in they're
yeah, definitely in a good way. It's gonna be very, very impressive. You know, just look at. I'm gonna go back to the board members. Everybody's on these members are there doing something, and you see who they work for, where they come from. Everybody's gonna be contributing something with who they are and what they represent, and it's gonna roll into ClearCryptos. So everybody's doing something. So we're not just here for as a face. So I think it was the best thing I always tell is just look at the members, and you're gonna see everybody there is going to do something. So it's super, super impressive. And just look at the resumes, look who they work for, look what they've done. They won't be here for any just reason, you know. And they're definitely going to be making some major maker, you know. Look at Juan Pujadas. I mean, you see him. His resume speaks for himself. The guy is just the best of what he does. A lot of companies trust him. So I think that's going to be, you know, I think that's going to be kind of like earmark with everything that's going on. So I'm very happy I'm super excited about everything that's happening. I wish I know what I could say and what I can't, unfortunately. But one thing is there's a lot of big things that's going to be coming. You know, a lot of companies say that, a lot of coins say that, and then they said they're going to do this, they're going to go to the moon, nothing happens. But I know for a fact from everything I've seen, what I've seen with Glenn, he shows me on the computer, everything everybody's working on, the communications I'm having with everybody on the members. Yeah, it's going to be totally different. I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a real big dent into the crypto world. It's going to change. I think it's going to change a lot of outlook on people, what they think about crypto, and so forth.
The former retired FBI Assistant Director of Financial Crimes and Security Consultant, Public Speaking Commentary, and Expert Witness, Chris Swecker, is on the board. That's interesting.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Brian. I think he stands out for a lot of people whenever, you know, people are doing their own research. They go to the website, you're going to take a look at the company, and then the first thing you see is this board of advisors. There's a strategy behind that to edify, you know, the platform, but overall the mission. You know, the mission is 3 simple words, which is know, trust, and act. So we want to make sure that we're providing a data platform that gives the best, most accurate, without latency information for people to make some money decisions. Now, it's truly decentralized, which means that, you know, the normal route right now for people who want to come into this space that are no coiners, they usually go to the Binance.com or Binance US, Crypto.com, and Coinbase, of course. But it takes you a couple of steps or even a couple of months if you're going down that rabbit hole to get to a DEX. But in the spirit of truly understanding what the power of the blockchain and decentralized finance can do and its advantages, one of the main concerns is, you know, when you go into a DEX, there's really no help, right? There's no way to protect yourself. But what do you sacrifice by going to a CEX for that? Well, not your keys, not your crypto. So we want to provide that safe environment that we can also help educate to help onboard people and create that platform to come on in. So the team itself is quite large. There's 5 of us here, but we are a team of close to like 175. So this is a company. This has been in the making. We're launching with version 1 with version 2 underway, and we want to provide the best experience, and we want to continue that. Now, what will be more powerful going forward is that once our community continues to grow and we do launch, then we have a system in which we can get feedback to make sure that we're providing what people need in order to make these decisions.
Great news. I suppose one of my only things that I look at and I think, oh, this could be a choke point is starting in Puerto Rico, right? With working with Banco Popular and working with the Puerto Rican government and Puerto Rican entities. And it seems like, because you guys said earlier, you're buying out or starting, I don't know what you said, but a bank in Puerto Rico essentially. And it seems like you guys on the team are aware of this, knowing it's a choke point and thinking, okay, well, it's a real boss move to say, how do we eliminate this choke point? We buy a bank. Simple. We buy a bank to have on-ramp, off-ramp, right? Make it simpler for everybody involved. So, because Puerto Rico can be a unique place in that regard with the red tape and with everything being a little bit slower. And obviously, you guys have Juan here on the board of advisors, the board of directors, who is a director at a major U.S. bank. So it should be decently easy for you guys to break into this market, if I'm fair, right? It should be pretty straightforward. That being said, what have we not covered so far, right? So we're looking at a decentralized, in a sense, a decentralized method for people to on-ramp fiat into crypto and on-ramp or off-ramp crypto back into fiat. You guys have licensed TradingView for charting, right? You have a massive team behind you, Caesar, who 9 times out of 10, somebody like Caesar comes on a project. They just put him in the board of directors as a face, so that he's there and they have social proof and credibility. Caesar's in here talking to us. He's obviously involved in the project. And I think that it would be that same thing would apply to everybody else here. That being said, what have we not covered? And if you want to just give a full recap of what we already have covered, we'll take some community questions.
Yeah, I would probably say before we go to questions, I think we've done a really great job about sharing the platform, the team, kind of like where we want to grow into for scalability. I would like to ask John Anderson to maybe come up and talk about our strategy for exposure, because this is what he does all day, every day, is really lining up. But once we do launch, how do we get the community together? How do we get our brand to be exposed within this blockchain space? So, John, maybe you can touch upon exchange listings and our plan going forward for marketing.
Well, there is a couple things I like to bring up before that. So just for instance, like customer support, we actually have customer support already added to our version 1. And just with like the team itself, I ended up meeting yesterday one of our international speakers, and they supply up to 14 different languages for our translation. So we'll be able to accept that mass adoption in the future for that. And just with like our employees, there's over 150 employees overall. I think I speak to maybe 30 of you guys daily, which ends up being a mess, but Teams definitely helps with that. And our YouTube education, we never really discussed that, but if you go to our YouTube, I think we have over 400 videos just for people to go over that introduces you to DeFi. It'll go over trending topics. It'll do basically anything and everything that you need to start your journey for cryptocurrency. and just providing that as an outlet will be able to bring new buyers on, which is basically what we're trying to achieve with our Alpha Prime Racing partnership. You got millions upon millions of users that watch NASCAR every single day, and we provide that as one of our marketing outlets. But just in like the crypto space, I've been with Senja, Shinobi, or that project, and that went over 2 billion. I've been with a ton of other projects. I've been doing this for 2 years. But just for marketing, we have outlets like over 300 Twitter influencers. I think I got a group of about 100 YouTubers. We can get on Kakao Talk. We can launch ads on there, which is a Korean outlet. We can go through Indonesia through WhatsApp. Basically, almost every outlet will be able to achieve, as well as exchanges. I'm partnered with, you said 10, but I think it's 5 exchanges, just for helping them with listings. I usually go for projects that are going to succeed, and I bring those connections towards them, and I build that relationship for the past 10 months. But just with like contacting exchanges, I can get like over 70 exchanges overall.
It's amazing news. I do love all the videos that you guys have here, especially one thing that I like to see for a project of this caliber is that you're actively bringing people that know nothing about crypto and turning them into the average crypto investor. It's like an incubation process, and it's something that we've seen successful projects do over time. But for like example, if I go into your Viewful playlist here on New to Crypto, start here, you've got all this great information, including how to protect yourself from crypto scammers in English and in Spanish. 3 things you must do before buying your first crypto in English and in Spanish. And obviously, whoever's behind the structuring of these videos understands to create a problem and then solve the problem. And I'm sure the problem solving is ClearCryptos, which would make the most sense in these videos. But yeah, I mean, like having this on-ramp and this onboarding for brand new people that are coming into crypto and all these free resources, it's really incredible. I think that a lot of people will learn from this. Even people in our community, I recommend you guys go through and watch through all these videos. But the fact that a lot of them are in Spanish, aside from English, it shows to what your reach is of what you guys really want to get to, right? All right. So I suppose if there's nothing else that we have not touched, we can move into some community questions. We can start to take some questions, and we can do what we refer to as the golden question in a second here. But let's give the community an opportunity to speak up. Unfortunately, I do think a lot of people over there are muted in the voice chat, but maybe we could get somebody who wants to ask a question from the Telegram. I think they're able to now. If anybody's over there, can we do a mic check? I see milking time in the chat. Can somebody give me a mic check from the TG? See if the Telegram's working quick.
I
Okay.
am in Telegram.
Yep. Okay.
I hear them.
All right, but I think everybody is muted over there. So if you guys have any questions, just drop them in the chat. We'll make sure that they get answered. In the meantime, we can do the golden question, which is a question we ask every project that we do in AMA with. And I think that this is interesting because this could be a very, very long-winded answer for you guys, because I think there's about 1 million reasons, but I'll ask it anyway. As you guys know, in DeFi, people, they suffer from what we call shiny new object syndrome. They like to hop from one thing to the next and move on from thing to thing. There's thousands of projects that are raising money to go live on a chart, hundreds of projects that launch every single day, and millions of tokens for the people listening to this AMA to go and stuff their crypto into. My question to you guys is, why should people take you up on the opportunity you're presenting today above other opportunities they have in DeFi?
Anybody? Maybe we can all share together.
Yeah,
Or
I think that's
Michael, maybe
probably
you
good.
can go first. Okay. Michael, any one of you guys can go, and then I can definitely wrap it up.
Okay. Yes, I can start. I think a big piece to this is that we have successful businesses in the past, and a lot of those people have moved into this project as well. So we have successfully integrated into Delta Airlines and other airlines as a third-party provider, which has never happened before, to get into their reservation systems. We worked with them through the COVID process and are still processing healthcare documents for them on a daily basis. And we worked with probably 200 to 300 people from the Delta team just to get their processes up. We also worked with United and various other airlines to do the same type of processing. So I think it's important to know that this isn't our first type of business that's at a large scale. We have multiple other businesses that are at scale of what we're going for to achieve here.
And Carmen, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've definitely, with the team today, shared so many features and benefits that I hope matter to the audience. But I can tell you why I chose to be a part of the team, which is my reason for choosing ClearCryptos. In my 2 years that I came into this space, when I first came in, I did not know a friend, a family member, or a coworker in the Web3 space. I came in by myself. My story is probably not unlike many of you. And in the 2 years that I've been here, I have gone through it as, I've tried to find a place to stabilize, find a place to work and contribute because I want to become an educator and advocate. Now, when we take a look at projects in this space, some of them are bootstrapping, some of them have big dreams, some of them have a great mission and a roadmap that can accomplish that, but then teams get in the way. So in this space, we know the blockchain doesn't lie, results don't lie. Through all my experiences of good and bad that can happen in this space, I found a team that already has proven results, a large team that functions as a company that already has utility that they've been building. So it wasn't a rush to get to the all-time highs of last year. So if we go back to last year, 2021, they were still building. So they didn't rush anything to try and get this to market. They're coming in and trying to do it the right way with a heart and a mission to say, look, how do we take on the burden that other projects have, which is two things: live your mission and educate and onboard. We're here to help with that. We want to make sure that you have tools at your fingertips to help you make the decisions, and that we are responsible for helping make sure that those tools run unmanipulated. Then we have a team completely backing that process so that when you come in as a new person, instead of you having to rely on a CEX, you're coming to a DEX and you're still supported through our customer service. And we have opportunities and partnerships, and a board of advisors is going to give us the best opportunity to help impact this space in a positive sense, to help protect people from some of the natural, malicious and nefarious entities that prey on people in this space. So for me, it was an easy yes to finally find a team that was ready to deliver on that mission, had the resources to do so, and did it with the community in mind. So I think it's the momentum of what we have an opportunity to, kind of like set into motion is going to be very powerful. Once you add the element of community coming in and being a part of the process, I think that you're going to start to see even more opportunity to thrive.
Amazing news. I think that was a phenomenal answer. So thank you very much. I just wanted to share this. Unfortunately, I don't have a wallet connect in this browser. This browser is more or less just kind of a shell, but I can share this really quick. This is the swap for ClearCryptos. So this is the fiat on-ramping swap, correct?
It's just a swap in general. You can swap ETH, USDT, literally any token. But if you click up at the top left, you got fiat, and that'll bring you to the on-ramper.
Is there a limit Okay, so the maximum amount's $4,900 or $4,900. It says. Okay. I suppose the last thing that we didn't cover was if you guys want to talk about the swap. Obviously, we have it pulled up. We could talk about it, but then just how much money was raised in total, and what will be raised, and if there's an opportunity for our community to invest.
There was a total of 10 million raised total.
Okay.
As far as investing, we aren't doing any more sales.
No more fundraising or anything like that for the people that want to invest. What are their options, John?
So we are going to actually be launching in, well, sometime this week. I don't believe I'm allowed to announce the actual time or day, but sometime this week we'll actually be launching. Other than that.
So the call to action here, Brian, I think is to kind of showcase that we're not going to be doing a large amount of AMAs. And this is why we absolutely love your lounge and the fact that we have an opportunity to come and speak directly to your community, because this whole, AMA is alpha for them. We're not doing a pre-sale. We're not doing whitelist. It could launch at any moment. And so what you're going to want to do is go to clearcryptos.com, start getting subscribed to our YouTube channel, finding us on Twitter, and getting into the Discord so that you have an opportunity to get the first notification of when the rocket is going to launch. So you're going to want to take this moment right now. Don't procrastinate and put it off to after the AMA. Get on your phone, get on your computer right now, go to clearcryptos.com, check out all the information that we have there, and please, please, please engage. As a community member, you are a part of the result. So we are definitely prepared to do everything within our power to make this a success, but that part is also going to include your ability to help us as a community. Give us feedback, engage with us, tell us what's working, what's not working, and let's grow together.
Great.
Amazing. I see a community question here. Is KYC needed for ClearCryptos account?
Yes. Yes, we have different levels. Yes. Sorry.
To operate on ClearCryptos, no. To be able to access the more premium functions, plus it'll be able to retain your settings, you will have to KYC. But to use the basic charting system, basic analytics, the basic swap, the fiat on-ramp, you don't have to KYC unless it's through MoonPay.
Makes sense.
Another great question, Brian, because there was so much information to go over. When it comes to the revenue model of the platform, we have, fees that will be taken from the swap, fiat on-ramp fees, and then there's a monthly membership fee. So you can determine what tier of access you want to have for particular features and benefits. We are also creating referral and loyalty programs that will soon be launched to help you get rewarded for exposing and recommending our platform to others. There's also an opportunity for ad revenues. So I just want to make sure, based on your question, that we highlight those things as well.
Sign me up for the ads. I'll start paying for them now.
Yeah,
I'll be the first
one.
No. Overall, it's been an amazing AMA, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet every single one of you. Obviously, what you've built here is something special, and it's not your run-of-the-mill crypto project in this market, to say the least. I mean, you've got your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and all your ducks are in a row. And whenever you guys push that button and go live, it's go time. And I think that it's going to be massively successful. And from the Coin Launch Lounge, we wish you guys nothing but the best of success. My last and final question, I think, as long as nothing else pops into my brain, is where will the launch be? It's not going to be on a centralized exchange. It's, from what I understand, right? It's going to be on DEX, correct? The actual launch itself, when you guys go live, is it going to be on Uniswap, or is it going to be on ClearCryptos? Is it going to be on some tier one centralized exchange? Uniswap, okay. That's what I thought. Well, with that, I don't have anything else to add myself. I'm overall thoroughly impressed with the project, with the team, with the board of advisors. That's incredible. That's incredible. So yeah, overall, really impressed. And when I come to Puerto Rico, if that's where you are, Caesar, I hope to head to the racetrack. Put some hot laps
right now. So
you are okay. Well, I'll come down there. We can do some hot laps. Sound good?
Well, everybody's always welcome to come down to Vegas. I'd be more than happy to show you around town and let you live your best Sin City life.
Well, with that being said, thank you to everyone that listened. I suppose maybe we could go over into the Telegram question and answer. If there's anybody, if that's working, if anybody over there has any pertinent questions that they want to ask now, we could take care of that. And then,
I do.
Yeah, we could take care of that.
Question from Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Pedro?
Yes. So the question that I have is in regards to the trading platform to get in and get out. This is a question as well as more also a suggestion if it's not working or if you haven't established it. Will it be the ability for me to be able to move my stops? It's called chart trading. A lot of platforms have it, except for crypto platforms for whatever reason. And I'm a trader. I'm an active trader. I trade the futures and a lot of other things. My biggest frustration, and it literally nerves me to the end, is that I cannot go in and move my stops and targets, nor is there a way for me to be able to see the inside of the chart, a thing called footprint charts, where you can actually see the buy orders and sell orders and be able to structure those. Are you guys going to be able to offer that? Maybe not in version 1, but will you offer that in version 2?
That's something I've discussed with them.
Let's see. Eddie might need to
that's a
unmute
must.
yourself to get, but I do have confirmation from our CEO that let's see. Yes, chart trading will be available.
Yeah.
You just made my heart palpitate just a little.
Hey,
Oh my
he just
goodness.
said you're gonna love what we have done. So we definitely have someone. We have just a wide variety of scope, right? So could this be a platform that the new no coiner can use? Yes. Could this be somebody who's tenured in this space, whether you're from legacy finance or new to the blockchain? Yeah, I think you're going to absolutely love it. And in addition to that, because I'm kind of in some back channels talking to Glenn Fields, our CEO, Brian, you are invited to the Miami races actually this weekend. Caesar, are you racing on Monday?
I'm not racing Saturday race. I'm not racing,
Saturday.
but the ClearCryptos will be racing. I'll be on the 45.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
This
Brian,
weekend,
you are cordially invited to Miami if you'd like to take the offer to go see that race.
Clear the schedule. We're going to
Yeah,
Miami.
let's go.
All right.
Miami, baby.
It's funny. It's hilarious.
Hey, Jennifer Miller is in the chat here. I see. Just wanted to say hello. I also saw Blomber from Shipwreck Cove as well.
Yeah, he said hi to you. Over Shipwreck's a great place. But that being said, for respect of everybody's time, I think we'll go ahead and conclude this. We're getting about a little bit over an hour and a half on the live recording. So I think for respect for everybody's time, we should go ahead and conclude the recording. And if anybody from the team wants to pop over in the Telegram, I'm going to head over to the Telegram right after this. And I think I'm well equipped to answer some of these questions. And any questions that I can't answer, I can give John a call on his cell phone and say, hey, I need an answer quick and get the answer. So
I have one question.
Perfect.
yeah, Gabriel. I hear Gabriel.
You're gonna call me?
Gabriel, you there?
How big of the liquidity will be in the trading system? I'm asking because Pedro is really good trader, so I don't want you to go bankrupt.
Somebody's got a
Shut
calculator.
up. Come on, don't say that. I
Eddie,
would
are you
actually
talking
love
now,
to
Michael?
actually.
The liquidity was through Uniswap. So the liquidity pools was through decentralized. They're aggregating the liquidity pools. So that's the whole idea behind, from what I understand. Maybe I'm speaking out of line here, but from what I understand, they're just aggregating two DEX and acting as a mitigator, if you will, and just bridging that transaction. So they're not necessarily providing any liquidity, which is, in my opinion, amazing, because it removes the chance for exploit. It removes the chance for them manipulating their own charts like every other centralized exchange is doing. It removes a lot of things that only affect the little person in the long run. So in my opinion, for them to aggregate just the DeFi liquidity pools, it's the smartest thing that they could ever possibly do. And
You are
essentially,
correct.
yeah, there's a lot of liquidity in Uniswap. So hopefully Pedro's not that. If Pedro's that good of a trader, then we're all moving to Miami. How about that?
Don't even, please do not. But the reason why I say this is I love streaming, and I have not streamed my trading primarily because of I can't go in and adjust things quickly. So let's say that I have a target at a certain point, right? Well, I have to use traditional finance for my trading for that. And so it's very frustrating because then I have to show my credentials and all my stuff with that. And then I get, I can get hacked that way. So to be able to trade in a DeFi system where I can actually use a correct platform to trade and show people things of what I do in real life, like real life trading, I would love to do that. So that's why I asked that question, because that's what's keeping me from going live trading on YouTube. And so thank you for that.
Thank you, Pedro, for the question. Great question. So, all right. I think that just about wraps us up, everybody. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Brian. Come hang out in our Telegram community, Coin Launch Lounge, and big shout out to ClearCryptos for giving us the opportunity to be the people to do this interview with you all. And again, pleasure meeting you, and look forward to seeing you in Miami. I'm calling my wife. Pack the bags, honey. No, see you guys. Okay. All right.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.